It's an escape from reality. It allows you to just think about whatever you want, be wherever you like.
I think it's the fact you can escape day-to-day life, you can enter another world.
I like reading because I can use the words that I read from the books in the essays, so it helps with the spelling.
It takes me to a different part of the world, a different universe. It's a bit of escapism.
It makes me laugh and I can relate to some of the characters.
I can remember my brother showing me around a lot of the Dr. Seuss books.
I used to read Beast Quest books by Adam Blade. I just like them because they're about mythical monsters.
I always remember from an early age I was reading at school. I remember enjoying Jacqueline Wilson books. I think I had them all, I read them all. They were really relatable for a young girl.
I used to read Topsy and Tim because it reminded me of like me and my sister.
Yeah, it was my mum that got me into reading when I was about 7. She read the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, so she gave me the Hobbit, which I read, and then I read Lord of the Rings, and I can still remember to this day getting upset when Gandalf fell in the mines of Moria, and the way it felt, I felt like I was on the journey with the guys.
I used to read the famous 5 series by Enid Blyton because I thought it was just exciting to read adventure books.
A lot of Roald Dahl books. Enid Blyton books, which again was the famous 5. Liked a lot of mystery books, but read from basically being 5 or 6 year old.
I read crime ones, a lot of crime. I like love stories.
I read Tom Gates because I can relate to one of the characters out of it.
I read mainly science fiction fantasy. I want to be dragons and demons and warriors and wizards. I want to be transported to somewhere that's not on this planet.
Romance books because I want to know how they feel about someone.
I read a lot of books about physics. I've read Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time. Far easier is A Brief History of Everything, which is far more accessible, but physics books like physics books.
I think my favourite sort of books are futuristic maybe, or books that are in a different world or set in a different time.
I like The Death Cure by James Dashner because it's really interesting and you can kind of relate to the characters because it's a trilogy of 3 books. So as it goes on, that's the last one. You can get to know your characters, so you come really attached to them.
I think it's probably Bill Bryson's A Brief History of Everything because it gets physics and real sort of difficult concepts like string theory and other complicated concepts in physics which my brain doesn't have the capacity to understand or absorb, and it puts it into words that I can understand it, and I think it sort of induces awe and wonder.
All the time, everywhere. I read in school all the time. I'm a big electronic Kindle person. I love books. I've got stacks and stacks of books.
I read at bedtime because it gets me relaxed.
I read whenever I can, on holiday. Great having the school holidays, lots of time to read.
I like to read in the front room in the evening to relax after school.